Hey everyone, and welcome to another Top 5. I'm Adam, and this week I'm going to be listing off my top 5 favourite episodes from Rick and Morty Season 1. Unlike other weeks, this list isn't in any particular order, so don't expect it to be number 1 to be my favourite one of all time. With that out of the way, let's start the list. Me Seeks and Destroy. The premise of this episode is that Morty wants to go on a slightly safer adventure than what they usually do after almost dying like hundreds of times. This time it starts off as a typical adventure from like Lord of the Rings or whatever, but then takes a really dark turn right at the end. Before they leave, Rick gives Jerry a Me Seeks box to help with any problems that come up. One of the best things about Rick and Morty is the one-off characters that are just really eccentric and very memorable, and Me Seeks is one of the best ones. What makes them truly memorable is their interaction with Jerry. All he wants to do is reduce 2 swings from his golf game, which is seemingly simple compared to what Summer and Beth offered. Which is seemingly simple after what Beth and which is a seemingly easier task than what Beth and Summer choose. Because they have difficulty solving it, the original Me Seeks creates loads more, and it just gets ridiculous and hectic, and it makes for one of the best episodes of the season. Rick Potion number 9. This episode really highlights how little Rick cares about wherever he is, as he can just hop into another dimension as soon as something goes wrong in the one that he's in. Just like with Me Seeks and Destroy, it's technically Morty's fault that the entire world goes to shit and gets Cronenberged, because it's his wanting to get with Jessica that causes Rick to create this love potion, which then gets transmitted throughout the entire universe, basically, because of the fact that it's flu season. This spreading of this love potion leads to one of my favourite musical bits in the entire series, which is when flu-hating rapper starts singing this hilarious line. Go look it up on YouTube, it's great. Rick tries to create a cure using weird ingredients, which then causes them to mutate into weird monsters, and then the cure to that then leads them to being Cronenberged, which is a reference to this horror director who basically invented body horror. I really like how later on in the series, during close encounters of the Rick kind, you can see Cronenberg Morty and Cronenberg Rick in the background. Rick's D-Minutes. This episode is fantastic. The whole premise is that Rick hacks the cable box so that they can get channels from all of the infinite universes that exist. They discover that in one of the universes Jerry is a superstar, which leads to the B-plot where Beth, Summer and Jerry all want to find out what their lives would be like in different universes, which sort of discovers that if they hadn't have had Summer, their lives would be way better than they currently are. Fun fact, the headset that they use is the same one that was used by Rick in Rick Potion number 9 to find a new universe for them. The absolute best thing about the episode has to be the little adverts from the different universes. They're all ad-libbed and absolutely hilarious. My favourites are Real Fake Doors, Ants in My Eyes Johnson, and Two Brothers. What's your favourite? Please leave it in the comments below. Lawnmower Dog. The second episode of Rick and Morty is really where the show starts. Sure, the pilot is a great episode and introduces you to the characters really well, but it just doesn't have the tightness of later episodes. In this episode, Rick gives their dog Snuffles hyper-intelligence, and it goes about as well as you would expect, with the whole of humanity overthrown by hyper-intelligent dogs. While that's going on, the show goes full-on Inception, with Rick and Morty invading the dreams of Morty's math teacher to persuade him to give Morty an A. Eventually they end up in a parody of Nightmare on Elm Street with its own off-brand Freddy Krueger, Scary Terry, who's just hilarious. The episode ends with the dogs realising that they were treating the humans like they were being treated before they got hyper-intelligence, so they all hop to a different dimension so that they can live out their lives on a dog-only world. This is a reference to Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland's Dog World, which is a show where humans end up on a planet run by dogs, but unfortunately it never got past the pre-production stage. The best thing about this episode is just how well the two plots work together. In fact, I thought that the whole Inception subplot was a completely different episode. Close Encounters of the Rick Kind. This episode really opens up the universe of Rick and Morty, and has tons of references and details that have had fans speculating for years now. It's the first episode to feature the Council of Ricks, a government of Ricks made up of Ricks because they don't like governments, and also goes deeper into Rick and Morty's relationship. We learn that Ricks only keep Mortys around so that they can cancel out Rick's intelligence waves. We also discover that the Rick that we've been following throughout the series has possibly done experiments on Mortys in the past to make that cancellation stronger, i.e. by hurting Mortys. The fan theories stem from memories that play at one point where Rick picks up a baby Morty, but if Rick left Beth and Jerry 20 years ago, Morty's not that old, so how can he have picked up a baby Morty? And another theory is that the evil Morty that's revealed at the end of the episode is the original Morty to Rick, who was experimented on. Even without the theories, the episode is fantastic, especially with that twist at the end. So there you have it, my top 5 favourite episodes from Rick and Morty Season 1. Thanks for watching, please leave your favourite episodes in the comments below, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And subscribe and hit the bell to keep up to date to all the stuff that we're uploading here on the N.A.M.E channel. And until the next time, that's the way the news goes.